I'm with Jeremy today from Pollinate Flowers in Newburgh. And so, Jeremy, we are surrounded by cut flowers.
Yes.
And that is your business there. And a couple weeks ago, we were at your farm. So that is just really cool to kind of put it all together now and give us tips about how we can make beautiful arrangements at our own home. So what do we start with? How do we get the flowers to be able to last long in an arrangement?
Well, proper time for cutting is important. Cut in the early mornings. The flowers on the plant are very hydrated in the mornings, and so they'll have the longest chance of, the best chance of lasting a long time if they're fully hydrated. There's also, cutting the blooms at the correct stage, so you don't want to harvest them when they're too old. Even though they look beautiful on the plant, usually when they're fully blown open, they will age pretty quickly after you cut them. Remember, after you cut the flower off the plant, the flower starts dying, so you want to give it as long of its life as it can as it slowly fades. With zinnias and rudbeckias, though, there is a little tip for knowing when to cut. Okay. It's called the wiggle test. So you just grab about 8 inches below, and you can see how this one is just really floppy, even though the bloom is really beautiful. Same with this, really floppy. These are not going to last very long in your vase. They're just going to wilt. So you can see how this one is nice and strong. This as well.
Great test.
So those are to let you know when to cut.
And then put them directly into water. Bring a bucket with you maybe to the garden?
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you're cutting, cut at an angle. Just think about all of the veins in a flower as little straws, like they run vertically up the stem, and there's a little suction. So if you cut flat and then you put it in a bucket, that suction is going to suck to the bottom of the bucket, and it won't hydrate properly. So cut at a 45-degree angle to make sure that it can continually drink.
And I see you have lots of greenery, and so I think that's so important because I think we want our arrangements to maybe look natural, so maybe get greenery also.
Oh yeah, I am a huge fan of greenery. I love my arrangements to look like a garden and not just focus on the flowers, because in the garden there's greenery everywhere on the plant, and so incorporating that into the arrangement really gives it that natural garden style feel to it.
Okay, so now the next step is a container, and I see that you have chicken wire and not florist foam.
Yes, chicken wire is an old school way of giving support to your blooms. Pre-floral foam, this is what was used all the time. And so there's a big movement in the floral industry to move back to some of these old reusable ways of designing. And so I've been focusing on using the chicken wire to do that.
Excellent. And then where do we start?
So you find your vessel. It works best in an opaque vase. A clear vase isn't really the prettiest with that. And so then you would find whatever flower. You can either start with your greenery or with your flower, but you want to kind of designate the dimensions of your arrangement. So.
And do we have to know like where we're going to arrange it, where we're going to show this off?
Yeah, it would be good to know if you're going to have it like as a centerpiece, then you're going to want to design so people can see it from all angles. But if it's going against the wall, then just have all of your blooms facing towards the front, and then you can fill in the back with some greenery, but nothing that's going to be lost on the back.
All right, so we're going to play here for just a few seconds, and we'll be right back. Well, I think it's a masterpiece, Jeremy, and in such a quick time. It was just a few minutes for all you at home. And so give us some tips for all the people at home that would like maybe to try this.
Yeah, I mean, literally so much of this is just stuff you can find around your yard. This is garden sage, this is vine maples, your zinnias, this is feverfew, which also is very similar to chamomile. So just any flowers that you have in your yard, just feel free to cut them and put them in water and let them hydrate, and you can have a beautiful arrangement in no time at all.
And I love that it's covered all the way down. You don't really even see the edge of the container, so you really have to kind of look at all different levels.
Yeah, and I like the containers to be kind of part of the arrangement. I don't like the line and then flowers, so bringing that greenery down to cover the edges really brings it as a whole instead of being two separate things.
Definitely. And so if this is too much, I mean, I don't have a lot of flowers in my garden at any time, so where can we find you to make creations like this.
Yeah, you can find us on pollinateflowers.com. We can order arrangements there, and then we also have a shop in downtown Newburgh at 308 South College Street, where we have a flower bar, so you can come in and choose your own stems and do a build your own bouquet type scenario as well.
Oh, that sounds a lot of fun. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Well, we've had a really good time with Jeremy, and so if you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to their website. Thanks so much. It's just lovely.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.